Okay, true story. The other day I parked my Monster 937 at a bank and a couple of college-age girls walked up to me and told me how cool my motorcycle was. Me, being Mr. GQ, handled business. I was like, nailed it. You know me, always the ladies' man.
Hey.
You know how we do. You know. Are you too big for this? That's what we're going to be talking about today. I am 6'1", 210 pounds. Let's take a ride and discuss how I feel about this Monster 937.
By the way, don't forget to subscribe if you like Mustangs, motorcycles, and man stuff.
Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. It really helps the channel. We're closing in on 10,000 subscribers, so please subscribe to join the family. Hit that super thanks button to buy yours truly a coffee to keep me going.
You are much appreciated. I love the Monster 937. What a fun and gorgeous bike. But am I too big for it? Be sure to stay for my summary at the end before you make your decision. How tall is it? So there are 3 different seat heights. Stock is 32.3 inches. You can lower that with an accessory seat to 31.5 inches and an accessory seat plus a lowering kit for 30.5 inches. So obviously you're going to want to go with the stock configuration if you're on the taller side. I've actually thought about getting risers and a beefed up seat, but I opted just to ride it as it is. So let's talk about how I look on it. Now, as I mentioned, I'm 6'1" and just over 210 pounds. Keep in mind I am a weightlifter, so much of that weight is dense muscle, so if you're on the chubbier side, you may have different results. But I'll ride here at different angles so you can get an idea of what I look like on this bike. I am wearing an armored shirt and a backpack for most of this video, so keep in mind that does add a little bit of bulk. Compared to my Ducati Diavol 1260S and especially my 2022 Multistrada V4S, yes, the Monster is smaller, but compared to my 2018 Moto Guzzi V7, it's actually bigger and taller, and the Guzzi's no slouch. It's a manly beast.
So one thing I'm psyched about, it is substantially bigger, but not necessarily heavier than the Moto Guzzi, which is basically my around-the-town flickable bike. Both beautiful Italian beauties.
I do mostly ride with big guys who ride big bikes, such as Multistradas and powerful Panigales, and when I do bring my Monster, they refer to us Monster riders as little monsters. And as you can see here, it is a smaller bike compared to what everyone else is riding, but big things do come in small packages, except for Biden's underwear. Oh, come on, I'm just kidding. This is a comedy channel. Sheesh. Lighten up. Don't be so quick to unsubscribe. And if you're that fragile, don't get a Monster. Stay home and sit on your couch. The Monster is a man's bike, and also it's made for the coolest of dames. And yeah, I said dame. Sue me. Actually, I don't have any money. I give it all to Ducati, as you can see here. Anyway, I don't consider the Monster 937 to be a small bike. I'd maybe call it a mid-size to actually on the taller side of bikes, but lean. Is it like getting on a Clydesdale like my Multistrada? Is it like sitting on a Buffalo like my Diavol? No, but at 32.3 inches, it's pretty tall, just lean. So what do you think? Am I too big for the bike? Bike to bike, yes, it's smaller than the Multistradas and other bikes I ride with. Body to bike comparison, I think the answer is yes, I am slightly too big for it, but not by much. I feel the bike is almost just right for me, and it's close enough that non-bikers will not even notice. And do you care if they do anyway? I'd say candidly we do care. I'm not going to try to be cool and say, who cares about what anyone thinks? Care to admit it or not, there is a strong cosmetic aspect of what bikes we choose to ride. After all, we don't want to look stupid on them. Yes, I care about what I look like on my bike. So do I look too big for it? I'll let you decide. But keep in mind, looks are not the same as feel and performance. So Brian, how does it feel? To help explain it, I'll anthropomorphize. For those of us who aren't nerds, that means I'll put it in human terms. Nerds! While my Diavol feels like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and my Street Fighter V4S feels like Mike Tyson, my Monster 937 feels like the Conor McGregor of motorcycles. It's shredded and skilled. And with nearly 1,000 cc's, it's got a beefy engine, and coupled together with Ducati somehow getting the weight down to 414 pounds wet, an astonishing 40 pounds lighter than the smaller displacement 821, this bike rips. I mean, I almost feel as much oomph as I do on my Diavol, which is pro-tuned with upgraded gearing for acceleration, race exhaust, and the whole 9. Now, does my big bottom make the bike feel sluggish? As you saw at the beginning of this video, twisting that throttle quickly turns the bike into a unicycle. You twist that throttle and even at 210 pounds you will get thrown back in your seat. I love the power to weight ratio of this bike. 70 pound-feet of torque on a welterweight bike equals hold on tight. It's a recipe for fun. Yes, even at my weight it's powerful enough to loop if you're reckless enough to pin the throttle in first or second gear without wheelie control on. And that power is across all the power band. You want to rip by that slow semi-truck on the highway? Not a problem on the Monster 937, even at over 200 pounds. And at my height I can easily tuck into this bike if I were accelerating hard, for example on the the track. How does it handle my weight? Let me tell you, the bike keeps up with the Panigales and the twisties. Maybe not on the track, and maybe not if they went all out, but on casual twisties with friends, for sure. The bike just falls into corners with ease, and the revving of the engine and rev matching before the corners with the Terminioni exhaust sounds like ecstasy on 2 wheels. So what's my recommendation? If you're 5'10" or less and under 200 pounds, this bike is a perfect fit for you. If you're around 6 foot or 6'1" and 200 plus pounds like me, or taller or heavier, I recommend getting the new Street Fighter V2, which is bigger and more powerful, or if you can stretch your budget, get the Street Fighter V4S. I know this is cliched, but it's like a Monster 937 on steroids. But it depends more on what you want out of your ride. If you want more performance for track and you want to keep up with Panigales, yes, get the Street Fighter. But if you love the front wheel getting lighter coming up in first and second gear, you just want the fun factor of a super light but powerful bike, and you just want to flick around corners with ease, get the Monster and upgrade the suspension like I did, or better yet, get the Monster SP and let her rip. But if you are taller or heavier, I would do yourself a favor and try out both the Monster SP and the Street Fighter V2, since the prices are pretty close, to see which one is right for you. So in summary, I do feel this bike is a little bit too small for me, but not by much. I can easily ride it and have a blast on it. I would like if it were a little bit bigger and more powerful, and that's why I got the Street Fighter V4S. But I do find that when I'm on my V4S, I kind of miss the fun of being on the Monster, getting that front wheel up, and also not worrying about dropping a $30,000+ bike. So there's that factor as well. Drop your comments below, let me know your height and weight, and what bikes you're considering, or if you think the Monster is a right fit for your height and weight. And always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary, and I will see you in the next one.